so let me say it again, everybody. We still working on multiplication. We just doing it a little bit different, okay? And we worked on, I showed y'all one strategy when I had left 2 weeks back. We didn't do it last week because you know I wasn't here last week. I was in a workshop. So we're going to look at this way today. I want to try to finish up multiplication this week and go on to something else. Okay, so let's start off with our first example. Okay, so everybody write this number down. Now I can write this multiplication problem like this, or I can stack it and do 26 times 12. Now when you're multiplying numbers, everybody, you don't necessarily have to stack them up by place value. And you'll see that when we look at decimals. Now when you're dealing with regular numbers that don't have a decimal, yeah, you do kind of stack them up by place value. But you'll notice when you see decimals, you don't stack it up by place value. You push everything over to the right. Now it is safe to say on this number, it is stacked up by place value. All my ones lined up on my ones, all my tens lined up on the tens. So I got two ways to write this number. Now, from what I've seen, I didn't see too many people knew how to multiply the standard way. So I want y'all to make sure y'all paying attention to the way I'm showing you today, okay, so you can get it. Okay, so what I want to do, I want to do like a break apart method. I'm doing a break apart method. So, with the break apart method, I'm just going to break up the number, that's it. So, how I do that, everybody, look at your second number right here. My second number is 12, right? Or my bottom number is 12. How many digits are in 12? How many digits?
Two.
It's 2 digits. So, 2 digits tell me how many times I'm going to write that top number. So, I'm going to write this 26 twice. So, write 26 twice and don't have them next to each other. Space it out a little bit. So we write 26 twice, and we spacing it out. Okay? Okay, now, under there, I'm going to put that number 12 under there. So I'm going to line that 12 up. Since this number is not a decimal, it's safe to say I can stack this up by place value. The 2 is in the ones place. And what number is the 2 under?
6.
So I'm going to put that 2 under that 6. Make sure it's under the 6, everybody. Don't write it wrong. Put it under the 6. Keep it lined up. Now, I know some of y'all was in this club because she did like a little divider there. And if you need to do that, that's fine. So keep your numbers in line, that's fine. The 1, what is the 1 is in the tens place. But what number is the 1 under?
2.
So over here, put the 1 under this 2. And then you draw your lines to divide it, keep everything stacked up neat, do that. Okay, so I'm going to come around and look because I want to make sure everything's stacked up neat. So make sure your note is on there. Look at what I wrote. That's not what I wrote. Real important, everybody in math, you got to have these numbers stacked up right. Because if you don't have it stacked up right, that'll mess you up a little bit. just multiplying these numbers together. Okay, now, a good thing, everybody, is you have like a different color, pencil, color pencil, something like that. It'll be good on this problem right here, okay, if you got that. Cause you'll see me kind of color code this stuff in all kind of different ways. Now, knowing the color code, tomorrow I'll probably color code some things. Today we're just gonna draw arrows. This 2 needs to be multiplied by every number that's sitting at the top. So I'm gonna draw an arrow from the 2 to the 6, and I'm gonna do that one first because that's gonna be my first one. And I'm gonna draw an arrow from the 2 to the 2, and that's gonna be my second one I'm gonna do. So everybody draw that on yours. And then on the next one, same thing. I'm gonna draw an arrow from the 1 to the 6. And one from the 1 to the 2, and I'm doing it that way because that's how I'm going to multiply it. Okay? Okay, that's how I'm going to multiply it. Okay, so now I'm ready to multiply this one right here, okay? So, since this is my first problem, I'm going to start off with that one, since that's the one I kind of wrote first. So, whenever I wrote them arrows too, that's what I'm going to multiply. I'm going to do it in order now. So, what's 2 times 6,
12,
somebody?
12.
When you write that number 12, the first number always go down when the 1's place, and the second number to the 10 place always going to go up. So 2 gonna be under him, and I'm gonna carry my 1 over to the next spot. Since I started with the 6, the 1 gonna go over this 2. Now make sure you writing it down and looking. And then the next one, okay, my arrow is going from the 2 to the 2. So I know 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1,
5.
so right there. Okay, so we done with that one because we only had 2 numbers at the top, multiply, we did all of them. The next one. Okay, now what place value am I starting in? Am I in the 1's place or am I in the 10's place right here? I'm actually in the 10's place because the 6 is in the 1's place. There's nothing here. Y'all really just 1 in the 10's place means 10. So if I want to put a 0 right here, that's fine. Okay, but I don't have to. So since I'm not starting in the 1's place in the answer part, I gotta put a 0 right there. Because I'm not starting in the 1's place. So my arrow went from the 1 to the 6. So what's 1 times 6?
6.
So put the 6 there. Now next number, my arrow is going from the 1 to the 2. So what's 1 times 2? 2. Do I got that? So what do y'all think I'm going to do with these 2 numbers right there?
Add them.
I'm going to add them. Now, does it matter how I stack these numbers?
Yes.
No, it doesn't. When I add it does not matter how I stack my numbers. I just got to know to stack them by place value. I can put the 52 on top, or I can put the 260 on top. It does not matter. When I'm adding, subtraction is going to be different. But when you add, it don't matter how you stack it up. But I'm just going to pick the number with the biggest number or the most digits on top. So I'm going to put 260 on top. Now, over here, since I wrote my problem stack, I'm going to draw my little lines right here too. In this problem. So my 0 going to go here. 6 is here. 2 is there. And then 52, same thing. My 2 is my first number, so I'm going to put it in the first spot. And my 5 in the second spot. And then I'm adding it. So when you add from right to left. Which way you read, everybody?
Right
you read
to
from
left.
right to left or left to right?
Left to
right.
right.
Right, but math when you add this is right to left is different, right? So I got 0 plus 2 is 2. 6 plus 5 is 11. Bring down my one in my ones place, carry my one in my tens place, so 2 plus 1 is 3. So my answer is 312. So let's look at one more of that. I'm gonna look at one more for our virtual students. We're gonna look at one more, then we're gonna do one more together as a class. So let's look at number 2. Okay, so I went ahead and stacked my number. Remember when you stacking it, if it don't have a decimal in the problem, you can stack it by place value. But if it got a decimal, you push everything over to the right. And we'll talk about that when we get to decimals. Okay, so now right here, I'm not worried about my top number. I'm looking at the bottom number. How many digits do I have at the bottom?
3.
Where y'all see 3 at?
I mean, 2.
1, 2. I got 2. So since I got 2, that means I gotta write this number at the top 2 times. So write 412 2 times the space amount. Make sure you write it. So now my bottom numbers, I'm gonna stack it up. My 3 is on the what number?
2.
And what place value is this?
1.
So put that 3 under this 2 in the ones place. And then we're gonna draw all the dividers if you need to draw it. Okay, the 2 is in what place value? Tens, right? And it's under the 1, so I'm gonna put it in the tens place under the 1. Make sure you line it up. And draw your dividers if you need to. Okay, so now I'm gonna draw my arrows to where I'm gonna multiply 2. So this 3 gonna be multiplied to that 2. It's gonna be multiplied to that 1 and that 4. And I'm putting it in that order. And everybody, this will be a good time to have your color pencil, because you might say, okay, green gonna be always my first arrow. I'm thinking about gold, like on a traffic light. Then you can say yellow gonna be my second one. And then red gonna be my third one, because that let me know I can stop when I get to that last one at the top, if you got 3 at the top. So this 2, I gotta multiply with that 2, with that 1, and with that 4. Same thing. So I'm gonna start the first one. So my arrow, I drew that 3 to that 2. So what's 3 times 2? 6. What's 3 times 1?
3.
What's 3 times 4?
12.
Now, can I put 12 in that whole 12 in that one spot? No, I gotta put the 2 and move the 1 in front of it. And that's at 1,236. I'm gonna go ahead and put my comma after my 1. Everybody got that? Okay, so now the next one, I drew my arrows too. Now, look at this. Am I starting in the ones place? This 2 is in what place value? Tens. So that means I can't put my first arrow, my first number, I gotta put a 0 here. Because I gotta hold the place. So I'm multiplying 2 times 2 is what?
4.
And put it there. 2 times 1 is what?
2.
But look, I'm not putting it under there, I'm putting it in front. Because you gotta put it in the space in front of it. Because we already got something right here. And then this one say my last arrow is 2 times 4 is what?
8.
8. And I'm gonna put my comma. So now I'm gonna add this up. So I'm gonna add this up. It does not matter again which number I put on the top. Okay? So we adding. So I'm gonna go ahead and line everything up in order. Put it in order. Start from this left to the right and line it up in here. So the 0 I'm going in first space. I'm just writing it in backwards. The 4, the 2, and the 8. I'm just writing it in there backwards. So this one is the same thing. I'm gonna put the 6 here, the 3, the 2, and the 1 and put a plus sign. Everybody got that? So now I'm gonna add. I got 0 plus 6 is 6. 4 plus 3 is 7. 2 plus 2 is 4. And 8 plus 1 is 9. Good. So I got 9,476 is my ounce. Good. Now, y'all, I don't have no kind of way of checking this. The only way I can check this is by just going back and making sure I'm multiplying and adding it. Virtual students, make sure that y'all do any of the class work that I put online, and I have that online for you soon.